Hey, hey tea heads, this is Don from Mayleaf. In this video, house roasting duck shit oolong. In this video, I'm going to be explaining the concept of house roasting, and Celine and I are going to be tasting the results of my experiments. This video is going to go under the single tea tastings and the drinking with friends playlist. If at any point in time you enjoy this video, then please give the video the thumbs up. The more thumbs in the air, the more tea videos are going to come your way. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, go click that button. Okay, so it's a Friday. It's been a long week. I'm exhausted. Look at my eyes. You can really see it. It's been a heavy, heavy week. We are debugging the Mayleaf website, which is going to be launched very soon, I promise you, and we'll be making some announcements on that. So we decided, we just put out a video today about kettles, a kettle review, but I thought it would be nice to have a session on a Friday, celebrate the end of the week with some Dan Song duck shit oolong. So for those of you who don't know about this tea, we've done tastings on duck shit before. I'll put a link in the description below. We've also done extended videos on our trip to Wudong Mountain, so you can look at that and you can watch how Dan Song tea is made. But for the past couple of years, I've been really interested in experimenting with house roasting my own tea, right?
Yeah, you have.
We've been talking about it for yeah, you have. So she hears about all my obsessions late at night, so that's why she's got that slightly tired voice. But yes, I'm excited about house roasting tea. So basically, the way that it works with most oolong teas is after it's been finished at the farm, it's called Mao Cha, and then it's sent off to roasters usually. Sometimes it's done on the farm, but a lot of times it's sent off to other roasters, or they're taken to a different place where they are roasted. And in the case of Dan Song, it's roasted over charcoal. For most Taiwanese oolongs, it's roasted in an oven, special electric oven, so it's not got that extra charcoal taste. But Dan Song is from South China and is charcoal roasted, right?
Yeah.
But I really love the idea of playing around and trying to come up with our own roasting parameters to try to learn about how we can influence the flavor of the tea ourselves. So I've been doing experiments kind of outside of you know, her realm. I've been trying to basically do experiments because I wanted her to be blind
For tasting.
Which
I like, actually. I like that idea.
I know you do. So finally, after lots of experimenting, I have come up with a house roast for our duck shit oolong, which I think personally I really like. So I'm interested to see what she thinks. So on the left here, or on the right for you, we have our original duck shit oolong. This has been a mainstay of, you know, our Mayleaf selection for a while. People love this tea. It's a really, really good tea. As I said, we've done videos about it, so you can see those videos. So that's the original. And over here is not the same batch, right? But it's, so what I did is I contacted the same farmers, so it's pretty much the same, exactly the same in terms of plants, etc. But this is a slightly different batch where they haven't roasted the tea as much. So it's not as fully charcoal roasted as this one, because I wanted to see how much I could influence the flavor of the tea.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay.
So you can kind of see a difference, right?
You know what? At the beginning I thought, it kind of looks quite similar, but looking at it up close, it does look a bit darker, this one.
Do you want to hold it close to the camera and then we can...
Without spilling everything.
Yeah.
With
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
So, I don't know if you guys can see, but this one here looks, for me, to my eye, slightly lighter than this one. So this is the Mayleaf house roasted duck shit Dan Song, and this is our original duck shit Dan Song. So now is the moment of truth for me, because this is, I've been doing a lot of experimenting. I have been actually not wasting, but I've been using up a lot of duck shit oolong.
Oh, you would have to.
Yeah, because there's lots of parameters that you need to think about. But I would like for you to finally taste it. So do you want to heat these up?
Yeah.
And then we can give the leaves a smell. So in terms of roasting, if you're interested in doing your own roasting yourself, then what you need is to have a clean oven. You don't want to be using that oven for food. because if you've used it for food,
Makes
it
sense.
will the smell of the food will go into the tea. So it needs to be a clean oven. So I've purchased a dedicated oven to experiment with this. It's electric, so not gas. It's an electric oven.
Where did you put it?
It's at work.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's electric. I don't think you should use gas. Obviously, this is similar to the Taiwanese style of roasting, so using just hot air essentially to roast it. I'm not going to give you too many details about the parameters. I hope that you forgive me for that, but I have experimented a lot, and I've come up with what I think are the right parameters for this tea. I don't want to be just spreading them out everywhere, but I will tell you that temperature ranges between 75 to about 130, 140 is the kind of roasting temperature.
That's not that high.
No, it's not. So it's about a slow roast. It's not something that you want to do high heat. You can experiment if you'd like with high heat. I found that higher heat brings out too much bitterness and is not really a good thing. Also, the length of time is important. Too short obviously doesn't have an effect, and too long and the tea starts to taste a bit like you've lost some of the aromatics. So it's about trying to maintain the aromatics. But what happens when you roast the tea, I think, is that you do two things. You're changing the flavor. So it's modulating and adding extra flavor, different flavors, as it's kind of roasting the flavor compounds in the leaf. And the second thing it's doing is it's actually changing the texture. And for me, that's the key with dansong, because you know how sometimes dansongs...
You mean in your mouth, like as you're drinking it?
Yeah. Anyway, maybe I
right.
shouldn't say too much, because otherwise I'm going to be feeding your agile mind with too much information. All right, so...
How many grams did you...
This is
put
8
there?
grams.
Oh, yeah.
8 grams. All right, so I think that what you should do first, so this is the house roast. Yeah?
Yeah. We sniffed them.
Yeah, but I think you should close your eyes.
Oh.
Well, we might as well do it semi-blind. I've already tasted these, so I'm going to put this down. So,
I don't need the blindfold. I'm not a cheater reader.
all right, don't put your finger... Oh, I haven't put a sticker on these pots. My bad. Okay, so this one here is the house roast. So you're going to have to play track on this one. Eyes closed, right?
Don't mix them up this time.
Okay, here
As
you go.
in, like...
Here you go. So sniff.
Trick me.
So I'll take the lids off. Okay, so sniff away. See if you smell a difference in them. This is not necessarily about which is better, because we love our duck shit oolong. But whether or not there's a difference, and if that difference is a pleasant difference, or if it's something that she doesn't like.
Holy cow, that's very, very, very different. That honestly, no, sorry, not taste, but that smells like two different teas.
Really?
Which freaks me out a bit, personally.
Any preferences, or just different?
I kind of, it's just different because one smells
They smell very
fruitier,
different.
and then the other one. Oh, what's that smell? It's very hard to. It's like creamy. Yeah. Anyway, smells good.
If you so which one you said one smells fruitier? Which one smells fruitier?
Fruitier and creamy.
Okay, so if you had to guess which one's the house roast, which one would you guess?
This one.
Okay. Right. So.
But it doesn't smell roasted. You know, it doesn't smell like.
Okay, you can open your eyes.
Oh.
Right. So now they're back in the order. So this is the house roast, and this is the other one that we just.
Wait, so the one I smelled that was fruitier was the house roast?
No, it was the other way around.
Oh.
Okay, so now let's brew this up. Let's give this a rinse.
Yeah.
So you can try this, and if you age oolong, so if you are aging your oolongs, then it's always good every so often, usually once every year or once every couple of years to re-roast your oolongs, and you can use the same technique. So having an oven which is dedicated to tea, or at least a super clean oven, and then roasting it at around those temperatures. You can figure out your temperatures that you'd like, and you can see if it makes a difference. I really think it makes quite a significant difference from tasting the raw, not raw because it was charcoal roasted, but from tasting the charcoal roasted dansong to my house roast dansong, there is a big difference. All right, let's smell the wet leaves. Close your eyes again. Okay. Have a sniff. See if you.
Oh my god, that smells so good. Sorry, that was very low. That smells really good.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. This can become similar.
Oh, the
my God.
smell of these.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love this.
That's so mad.
Again,
Okay.
different.
Sorry, can I open my eyes now?
Yeah.
Oh. That one kind of smells like creamy broccoli soup.
Creamy broccoli soup.
That's really weird.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what
I know what you mean. I really do know what you mean. That's so interesting. That sounds so unpleasant, but it's actually it's a really nice smell.
It's really
And this one?
nice smell. I can't pinpoint that one. Sorry.
Okay, so if you had to guess which is the house roast,
Oh no! No. It's quite hard. I'm kind of tempted to say this one.
okay, you're right. That is the house roast. Okay, let's make sure that's really hot. So
Oh,
let's get
right.
the temperature up. So I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. If you're planning or if you have done your own roasting, your own tea roasting, please do let me know your thoughts on roasting. The reason why I picked dansong is, okay, I'll say it. The reason why I picked dansong is because dansong is one of those teas. It's quite temperamental tea, right? It can be a little bit astringent.
True.
Right?
That's true.
Generally, dansongs, you have to be a little bit more cautious about how you brew it. Obviously, if it's a good tea, it's a good tea and you'll be fine. But you can, if it's not been roasted perfectly or it's just not, something a bit off, you can feel it in the astringency. And what I wanted to try to do was to choose a tea that had been roasted relatively lightly, not too much. And it did have a slightly raw taste, and then for me to try to change it up. Okay,
Get you.
so,
Am I meant to put in a particular cup?
okay, yeah, hold on, now, let's do this properly.
Because I rinsed the cup.
So this is blue here. Okay, so count the same, we want the same amount of water. Okay, you can put that down.
One shot.
I'll do it. Okay. So that goes in there. Like that. So that's the house roast.
Mine.
And that goes in here. Okay.
I think that was pretty good timing.
Pretty good. I know we're not doing the best job at stopwatches and everything, but right. Do you want to hold that to the camera?
Yes.
And see if they can see a difference. So this is house roast.
House roast, not house roast.
Don't move it around too much. Okay. So not really any difference to my eye.
This
too
one
much,
looks darker a little bit.
right? Hardly any difference. I mean, it's very, very, very small amount of difference. Okay. So, are you ready?
To taste.
Before
yeah.
there's a tiny bit more in here. Okay, so this is hot.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Okay.
So small sips because
Yes.
otherwise you will burn yourself.
Yes.
We didn't have the gong dao bei. We're going a bit lo-fi today.
Rogue.
We're going rogue. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes.
I'm gonna move these around.
Dun, 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 ding, ding.
Okay, so here's one. Be careful, it's hot.
Just-
hold,
just-
hold the top. Hold
Just
the
give
top.
me one
Okay.
at a time.
Okay. Don't touch the bottom because you can feel the sticker.
I didn't think of that, but okay.
Okay. Don't want to be you being accused of cheating.
True. I am not a cheater.
Oh, it's such a good tea though.
Oh my god. Oh, so good.
So the original duck shit oolong, the flavor notes that we came up with before is the Bakewell tart flavor notes. It's almonds, it's some cherry notes, really kind of biscuity warmth, but with a freshness like a kind of stemmy, kind of grapey kind of freshness to it as well. But that's true for all dansongs. So if you take a Milanxiang dansong or a Xinreng dansong, you know, all of them, they tend to have that slight greenness to them. And that's what I'm interested in playing with in terms of the roast.
Very good descriptions.
Okay. I'll take that away from you and I'll give you this one.
I love the fact that it leaves such sweetness in your mouth. And it's not sharp, you know, it's quite smooth. Ah!
Different.
Different.
Okay. Describe.
This is more minerally.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
Lovely sounds you're making. Oh, we didn't give any of our tea to Little Elephant.
Oh no! That was from Thailand.
Yes, we picked this up from Thailand.
Okay.
Do you want to try the other one, or are you happy to discuss?
I'm ready to discuss.
Okay, open your
Okay.
eyes and tell us. Talk to us.
Both of them were really nice in terms of the smoothness, the sweet aftertaste. But one of them was fruitier than the other one. The other one was kind of more floral, I found. Like more... what's those notes? Like spring flowers. Like it reminded me more of that. But then still the creamy notes comes through. So that was really interesting. That was kind of actually quite different.
Okay, so
sense.
you tried two, right?
Yeah.
The first one, which one's the fruitier? The first one or the second one?
The first one.
So the first one was fruitier.
Yes.
And the second one was more floral, did you
Yes.
say? Okay.
Yes.
Any difference in texture?
No.
Okay.
I actually thought that I would get a difference, but I didn't. Both of them were really quite... it's like it lingers on your tongue, and it's not a fleeting thing, so I think it's still coating your mouth, like both of them was coating. But there was a freshness with the second one that I didn't get with the first one, which is not
Freshness
that
with the second one, which you didn't get with the first one.
Yeah. The first one was much more like a baking.
And the first one was the fruitier one.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one is the house roast.
Really?
Yeah. And the second one is our duck shit oolong, which we currently have. But I have to say,
me.
this is about to run out of stock. In fact, I think it's pretty much out. It's like the last 2 packs. So we're moving over to the house roast, if you approve it.
Does it mean that it changed over time? Because like the house roast reminded me actually how I first tasted duck shit. You know?
Interesting.
The first ever time I tried
Well, the
it.
roast does die down. The roast does die down, but I don't think so. For me, it tastes very similar. Okay, have a taste again. Now
Yeah.
you know you know that's the house roast, right? So you can taste them, and then I'm going to talk about how I feel that they're different.
That's mad. That's crazy. This is why I love tasting teas next to each other, because if I had that by itself, then I would have said, you know, it's like creamy, it's got butteriness. But because I've had this one next to it, this one's got so much more of the fruity notes that it reminds me more of that tart.
So I completely agree with you on one thing and I disagree with you on another.
That's good.
Right? So the first thing I agree with is this one is more floral than this one.
Yeah.
right? The second one you tried was
Yeah.
more floral. It is. This is fresher, it's lighter, it's more floral.
Right.
This one is darker, it's got more of that biscuity warmth, and it's got more baked fruit, kind of fruity kind of notes
Yeah.
to it, right? So
Yeah.
both excellent teas. I'm not going to say one's better than the other. This one's a little bit of a lighter floral duck shit oolong. This one's a little bit more of a darker, not in terms of darker in terms of
Like
taste,
thin,
but in
yeah.
terms of in terms of warmth. There's like
Yeah.
a more warm and a little bit more fruity. The fruit is like it's like so I'm getting more like coconut biscuits, and so this is more almonds and flowery, and this is more coconutty biscuits, and the fruit is like, it is still cherries, but
Yeah,
it's maybe
it's like-
more baked cherries.
Yeah, it's like cherries in the oven. I was
yeah,
gonna
so this
say.
is more like
Yeah.
fresh cherries, and this is more baked cherries.
Like more syrupy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a definite difference in taste. Now there are two different batches, but in terms of the roast, but pretty much the same tea, but the roast is different. So this is more charcoal roasted, which is weird because that actually tastes more warm than this one. In terms of preference, in terms of flavor, I think that it's just a matter of what you feel like.
Yeah, it's true.
However, where I disagree with you is I think that there is a clear difference in the texture.
Oh, really?
For me, the texture is very, very different. For me, the texture of this one is much lighter, much thinner, and a little bit more drying, whereas this one is super smooth. It's ultra like syrupy and smooth to me. This has more of the mineral and a bit more dryness, and this one here, yeah, it's got a real. You're waiting for the grip to come and it doesn't come. It's like it just coats your mouth and becomes very, very smooth.
It is more buttery, but I thought that was more like the flavor profile.
I'm actually talking about the physical sensation on the back of my throat. It feels more lubricating than this one.
Cool.
I don't need to do a blind taste on this because I know the difference.
Now go on.
All right, I will, but it's pretty clear. So I'd be shocked if that's not the house roast. You've done a Trixie on me.
Why do I laugh before it actually happens?
but it's so obvious.
Anyway, you know.
See, I really like this one as well. It's just different. This is brighter and a little bit more flowery, and this one is more biscuity, got a bit more coconut, a bit more butteriness, and some of that kind of cooked fruit taste to it.
I'm just glad that you like that's so nice. I think you've done a really good job.
So you approve?
I'm impressed.
So can we pack them and sell them now?
Yes.
Okay, good. I think I've used up probably about half a kilo of duck shit oolong in the experimenting of this. But it's worth doing just to try and understand how these things work. I have overbaked it, underbaked it, but this I think is the right level. And I hope that if you get a chance to taste this tea that you agree. I'm not saying it's better, I'm just saying it's different, and it's great that you can start to actually affect it. We can start to affect it here in London with our own experimental kitchen and try to tease out flavour profiles in the tea that we really want to get out of them.
I'm annoyed.
Why?
That you drank so much duck shit without me.
Believe me, this is the best of the batch. So you shouldn't be too angry.
Oh, it is good. It is really, really good.
It is.
I'm actually quite shocked at how like fruity and like intense in terms of the fragrance it is.
It's really really rounded. It's really rounded,
really,
whereas this is a bit more cutting and a bit more mineral and a bit more thin. But both delicious. So if you've tried our duck shit oolong, then purchase a pack of the house roast and see if you notice the difference. I'm sure that you will.
Do the taste test if you still have some left.
Got some left, that would be great.
Yeah.
And do let us know if there are any experiments that you are doing with roasting tea too. All right, it's Friday. we're going to keep drinking these teas, and we're going to be uploading this one tomorrow. That's it, tea heads. If you made it to the end of this video, then please give the video the thumbs up. Check out our YouTube playlist and let us know if there are any videos that you would like us to make. If you're ever in London, then come visit us in Camden to say hi and taste our wares. If you have any questions or comments, then please fire them over. Other than that, I'm Don. This is Celine from Mayleaf. Thank you for being a part of the revelation of true tea. Stay away from those tea bags. Keep drinking the good stuff and spread the word, because nobody deserves bad tea. Bye.
Bye.